Hey, good evening, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Brad Petovich here with your live weather impact tonight. It is now December 17th, and we're just a week away from Christmas Eve. So a lot of talk about Christmas weather coming up, but we've got some weather in between now and then, wacky West Coast weather. Tim and I will talk about that. But let's start locally here in the Western Carolinas, Southern Piedmont, the Charlotte area. We'll focus first on what's happening out there tonight. Beautiful view from Charlotte Motor Speedway. You can see there, got the Christmas lights. Look at all the cars out there. If you haven't been out there, that is a great venue. But just like McAdenville and some of these other big displays, make sure you have some patience because it is slow going. Sometimes 2-hour wait, they'll turn you away. Middle of the week is probably the time to go. So Thursday, scattered showers, probably some heavy downpours, especially as we get later in the afternoon. Friday's going to be clear and cool, also really windy. We'll talk about the wind with Tim as well because that's going to be a big story, I think, after this front moves out on Thursday. The weekend, sunny, dry, and warm. I mean, mid-60s for the Panthers home game against Tampa Bay on Sunday, and that's going to lead to some of the warmest weather we've seen in a while. Got to go back to November. Before Thanksgiving, when we had all that warm weather. I think we forget how warm it was up until Thanksgiving. I think we're going back to that pattern here, at least for the end of the month and towards the new year. Tonight, I'm watching this low pressure system. It's just organizing now. That's why tomorrow morning, the rain is going to be slow to develop in the morning. It's really going to ramp up as we get into the afternoon hours, and that's when I think we'll see the best chances of rain. Now, it was warm today. We got close to 60, which is a little bit above average. This morning, we started near the freezing mark, so not too crazy. It wasn't way above normal, but it wasn't above normal, but it wasn't way below normal either. It was pretty close to average, just a couple degrees above. And right now, as I'm speaking, you can see temperatures are in the mid 50s. Let's take a look at the forecast tonight, though. Temperatures falling pretty quickly back into the 40s. Again, I don't think we'll drop below 40 tonight. It's really going to be a day, a night, I should say, where temperatures probably hold pretty steady thanks to that thick cloud deck that's going to be moving in. But if we look at tomorrow, temperatures will be in the 50s and 40s. Now, this will be a pretty big spread in temperatures. A little bit of a hint of what we call cold air damming or a wedge setup, possibly developing, especially across the northwest Piedmont, into the foothills and in the eastern facing slopes. You see a lot of 40s and 50s. Not crazy cool, but much cooler than to the south, where we're likely going to have temperatures probably close to 60 degrees in a few spots again tomorrow, and that's with rain. So when we break this down hour by hour, kind of lays it out pretty clearly here what's going to happen. You see the low rain chances in the morning. They really kind of ramp up and escalate there after midday, and so the worst rain chances are likely going to be late afternoon, probably mid-afternoon through the evening hours, and that's when temperatures are kind of holding steady right now. Basically in the 50s. When we look at the future casts here, you can see the surface map coming together here. Look at the waves of rain. First batches of rain start moving in as we go into the 2-3 o'clock time frame. There could be a couple waves of rain, but I think even when it's not raining, we're likely going to see a lot of drizzle and mist that will persist in many areas, especially west of I-77. But then the cold front comes in, and that cold front means business. It's going to be pretty windy behind that front. It'll be drier, and we're likely going to see probably some pretty good gusts behind that. And just quickly, I want to show you what those winds could look like, because that'll be the story after the rain moves out, especially I think on Friday, especially Friday in the first part of the day. So let me back this up here, and we'll kind of show you futurecast wind speeds here. So kind of doing this on the fly, but it'll take a second to load. But those winds, I don't know why it's starting on Saturday. That's such a random start date. Actually, let me fix that real quickly because that is totally random. I don't know why we would start on Saturday. That is bizarre. So we'll set that up real quickly so you guys can see that, because I think it's really important to see, basically the time frame of this. So what I'm doing is I'm adjusting the time right now. So somebody did something weird with this in our department. It's kind of odd that we see this like on odd days like this. So we'll set this out to the current time. Whoops, got to put a 0 there. We'll do the current time, which is right now, and we'll go out through the weekend just to give you kind of a feel for what these winds are going to look like. So there we go. We start this evening. We'll go into the future. You'll see the wind speeds ramping up, and notice that the winds really start to ramp up as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. So Thursday, not a ton, but then you see a whole bunch of moisture moving in with these winds on Friday. But then behind it, look at that winds, especially in the mountains, could gust as high as 60. So just prepare yourself now in the mountains. That's an area that we're definitely going to have some high winds at the end of the week going into the weekend, and some of that's going to be coming down pretty hard. So let's look at tomorrow, though. We'll break down the rain chances here. We'll kind of fix our wind graphic there. Kind of got totally messed up. You see tonight through tomorrow morning, here comes the rain. Again, scattered early, but then really picks up as we go into the afternoon, and some of the heaviest rain falls in the afternoon or evening. So over time, that rain will be with us through the evening and then break up a little bit and then finally push out by Friday morning. So if you were going to get something done tomorrow and you got errands to run or something outside, I definitely would do it the first half of the day, because it certainly looks like that's going to be a much more preferable weather setup here. The downpours really develop as the day goes on. Wet roads by evening, mostly cloudy day. The biggest story for you is probably going to be those slow commutes. Thursday evening, you're going to want to have the rain gear. Now, this will be a good soaker. We need the rain. Remember, we're still in a drought, so we need this moisture. So every drop we get is going to help out. And you could see a widespread area of 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain. That is certainly going to be a soaker. And this time of year, because everything's dormant, I think a lot of folks get tricked into thinking that we don't need rain because they're like, my backyard's muddy. Remember, there's little evaporation right now. The sun angle is low. It's cool. The days are really short, and nothing is growing. So that leaves moisture to sit on the surface of the ground for extended periods of time. It doesn't mean we have too much moisture. It just means nothing's using it right now. So to get rain this time of year, you want it to soak in, fill up creeks and streams. That's what helps us out. So drought this time of year is really kind of tricky. It doesn't look like a drought, but we really are in some cases. Here's that dip in the jet stream. Comes through Thursday night and Friday. As that moves through, that's going to drop our pressure briefly, and that's going to create a dip in those atmospheric pressures. So if you have arthritis, susceptible to aches and pains, that's the one time period over the next 7 days where I do think we could have some higher aches and pains out there. So you got to be ready for that if you're susceptible to that kind of stuff. Real quickly, let's look ahead. We'll talk more about this with Tim, but locally, Christmas Day, it's a blowtorch. It's going to be super warm around here, about as warm as you can get here around Christmas time. The all-time record for Christmas Day is 77. I don't think we'll be that warm, but we could be touching 70 both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So we'll look at your Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast first. You can see the next couple of days we're in the 50s. Saturday, upper 50s, mid-60s Sunday. Should be mostly sunny, so a pretty nice day. We'll go the 10-day forecast. That gets us through the holiday, and you'll see temperatures basically staying close to 70 for the middle of next week. That includes Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the day after. So super warm. This is a big topic of conversation. We'll talk with Tim Buckley coming up in 2 minutes. We're also going to talk about all the crazy weather on the West Coast. I've got a forecast for you that is going to blow your mind, and it is going to really tell you how big that atmospheric river is on the West Coast. So stick around. We'll be back in 2 minutes.